Good morning. As you can see, the sun really hasn't risen yet. So I thought it would be a perfect time in this liminal time of between the light and the dark to talk with ancestors. So it's been a little bit since I've used my cards to talk with ancestors because I've been working with something else, and I'm talking with a specific group, my Ozark women, my grandmothers. And I'm just asking where I am on my path, where my path is right now. And I only did the core pieces. So at the heart of it all is altar. And that doesn't mean like my physical altar. It's my sacred space within myself, within my practices, all of that. It's my spiritual sacred space. And what they're saying is something hidden is brewing. Something hidden is being blended together. And considering all the work we've been doing with the bridge spell and, things that are happening with my deity, it really makes sense. And at the heart of it is Fuela Negas Fia. It is something of Leslie's and mine. Something ancient, something that our deities have been guiding us through. In the spiritual side of this, in the soul side of this, is ritual and divination. And this is basically telling me that we've got another ritual to do for Fuela Negas Fia. And I'm going to use divination again for them to tell me all the elements and give me guidance as to how to put this ritual together. I think this is something that Leslie and I are going to be doing together again. The last time that we did a ritual for this, it was a beginning piece, a starting point for Fuela Negas Fia. And we didn't know when we went in, but we've discovered since then that it wasn't just about that. That ritual really did an energy binding between the two of us that has been pretty interesting and pretty unique as it keeps unfolding and growing between us. In the physical side, it's all talking about the veil. And so we're talking the veil in physical world, not as still dealing with spirit world and that, but it's not within, it's a without kind of a thing, which makes sense because that's where both of us are. That's what we're doing. It's what we're doing with deity, taking those lessons and bringing them into physical world where our spiritual is our physical. It's a little hard to explain, and there's not enough time here to really do that. But that's the general concept. Hopefully that gives you a good idea of that concept. And the hidden piece is in Dark Moon. So it's about new beginnings. So something new. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to be putting together a ritual. And it has to do with the Fuela Negas Fia cult. It has to do with the ancient that we've been dealing with. So let's see what the elements are going to be. So I'm not going to go through and tell you about what we're going to do with each of these elements, but this is an example of how you can use your cards and pull things to get elements for spells, for rituals, at least what I'm doing with my ancestors and also with my deity. Mainly with ancestors, though. They're the ones that are really directing the physical workings. And so we pulled ritual, and that's what we're doing. We're going to do a ritual. So this top section here, these are the spiritual concept. And the bottom one is from a different deck, but same genre. And it is specifically the actions. And So graveyard, that's dealing with ancestors, what's past, really heavily in ancestor, which makes sense for us, and bringing that into the home, into physical, into our sacred space. Silence. Silence is about listening, really. It's about feeling, observing, and listening. Wreath is about cycles. It's a repetition, an understanding of cycle. Nature spirit, light and offering. Protection of the crown of wisdom. That type of aspect. So yeah, I will go through with Leslie and we're going to look at each one. We'll look at the overall intention, energy piece, and then we're going to look at each of the bottom, which is a physical action within that. And we will build a ritual around this specific thing. There are all kinds of ways to create spells and rituals and things of that nature. This is just another. And this is how I get certain spells and certain rituals directly from ancestors or my deity, my guides. Using the cards and allowing them to completely direct and show us elements, show us steps and things that we go through in order to create. And I have to say, so far, it has been fantastic. And they have been really powerful. So if you've never tried it, try it. See what happens. And for those that are wondering, these are the two decks that I used. So the Seasons of the Witch, the Samhain Oracle, that is my ancestor deck. The Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle is what I use for action.